Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Senestech's channel, an agricultural biotechnology life science company managing animal population through fertility control. Joining us, Joel, the Chief Executive Officer, to give us kind of a broad overview of the expansion of this company with a product that I personally believe sells itself. So first and foremost, welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
I love having you on. You guys are in an intriguing place in kind of when we're talking about specifically rodents. And I kind of want to dive into this from the scale. I mean, I really implore all the viewers to go back and watch some of our past videos, really breaking this product down. But ContraPest, this primary product of yours, is being used in California, Los Angeles, with recent trade show demonstrations in New York and New Orleans. But you're looking to expand this internationally, as we discussed in the last video, some of the problems with grain, a lot of the food supply being destroyed by rodents. Do you want to talk about this international expansion? I've noticed that you're kind of getting into South Africa, and we're seeing some really interesting growth markets.
Absolutely. We're really excited about our international growth. First of all, though, let me state that our focus is on commercialization in the U.S. We've only now begun to penetrate the domestic market, and we will not allow our focus to waver from making ContraPest the blockbuster that can be here at home. Historically, we did at one time investigate the possibility of expanding into Europe. The regulatory and market path into Europe, very expensive, very lengthy, not something that a small company can finance itself. So we put that on the back burner till we had found a partner with the ability to finance it ourselves. Lately, however, we have had many inbound inquiries from potential partners into some smaller but very promising markets. Now that they have seen the validation of ContraPest on the market, these potential partners are eager to bring ContraPest into their markets, where they see an immediate fit for very effective fertility control as an alternative to other solutions. So let me mention a few prospects. So you mentioned South Africa. So here, there is not only an eager distributor, but a public agency that sought us out and is committed to support our application. They have an immediate need for fertility control as an alternative to the other methods they're using there. So we just signed up that agreement. The Maldives, the immediate application is for them. They have many island-based resorts, and they need a solution for those resorts. So we're signing up a distribution partner, and our first orders will actually be going out shortly. And other areas where that distribution partner has had success with their products include Sri Lanka and Dubai. So we'll be adding those to the agreement shortly, and we see some real potential there. We've had many inquiries from Hong Kong, Brazil, Israel, getting ready to do a project in the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, the list goes on. Some of these are further along. Some are very early in discussions. I expect that we'll have some great announcements here in the near future, though, to mark our progress in those international expansion.
Yeah, I can't help but think about what a profound change this has, especially on a lot of the food supply internationally. Because again, as we mentioned with grain, it's like you can't use poison with the risk of contaminating the food. All you can really do is trap them. But God knows one or two of them get away, and before you know it, a month later, there's like another 100 of them, right? But when it kind of comes to scaling internationally, are there any like major hurdles? I mean, you mentioned some of the issues with perhaps some of the regulation around it, but do you want to talk about that from a safety standpoint?
Yes, absolutely. The biggest gating issue for any new international market is the regulatory one. Our product is approved by the EPA, and it's an EPA registered product. And what is necessary to get ContraPest approved in these new markets? This is something that is item number one for any discussion with the potential distributors. So in some jurisdictions, the EPA registration is largely enough. In others, there's a separate application. But it can rely on the information gathered for the EPA. Then there are some that require tests to be repeated in their country. Those we're unlikely to pursue anytime soon, just because we have so many others that are in the queue. There really isn't a safety issue, not with ContraPest. But one interesting difference to note, not all jurisdictions consider ContraPest a pesticide or rodenticide. This makes approval a bit easier. Another is that some jurisdictions allow more flexibility in the formulation, allowing us to customize the formulation for their jurisdiction.
Yeah, this is very intriguing to say the least. And I got to ask you, from a competitive standpoint, I've never seen a product quite like yours. I don't think you're going to walk into your general hardware store and just see something like this sitting on the shelf. For ContraPest, is this kind of a standalone product? I do want to talk about kind of, what others might relate to with this product, or just how you stand within the market.
There is no other EPA registered fertility control treatment for rats that is designed to be non-lethal, period. There's some herbals, there's some botanical treatments with unknown efficacy and uncertain safety, some with, shall we say, broad claims, but they have yet to produce any evidence of efficacy or safety. Once again, EPA registered product, it's been through all of the tests and data that are needed to prove the claims. There are also some related fertility control treatments in other species. Birds, for example, there's a very interesting product called Ovocontrol, but doesn't work on mammals, and ContraPest doesn't work on birds, so it's not really competition. There's also an injectable treatment for larger animals like deer, but that's not really very practical for rats, as it's really tough to catch all the rats and inject them. Occasionally we see something in the academic press about new fertility control technologies. We always check them out, but for the most part, those are years out. So right now, ContraPest is the only fertility control tool for rats, and it's certainly the only one with proven efficacy and safety.
Well, on that note, I'll pass the question off to the viewers. I appreciate the insights today, and we'd love to know what you think about this in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because this story is going to continue to evolve, and we're going to uncover it here. But on that note, as always, we'll catch you in the next one.
All right.